Hello, welcome to my book review. I read a lot of books, as you can tell by my 3 different bookshelves. Okay, let's get on to our first book. The Fault in Our Stars. Very sad book.
I cried.
I did not like it very much. 4 out of 10.
9 out of 10, please read it. Very good. Another book that I don't have with me, The Song of Achilles. Very good if you're into historical fiction, except it's not historical fiction. Very good if you're into historical nonfiction. Highly recommend it. 10 out of 10.
I cried.
The next book that I would like to introduce, They Both Die at the End.
I also cried.
Every time I read this, it's a very timeless book. 10 out of 10, recommend. Now the next and last book from my chapter book collection, my current chapter book collection. Of course I have more, but we don't talk about those. History Is All You Left Me. I rate this book an 8 out of 10.
Although I did cry.
It felt like it was moving very slowly. I highly related to this book. 8 out of 10 though. Felt too personal. Let's move on to my manga section. The first series I would like to introduce is the Maximum Ride series. This was probably the series that got me into reading manga and watching anime. I can highly recommend it, although it is currently under works with its next novel, as it's been for 2 years, and it will come out in 2025. I highly recommend the first few. Didn't really like it as much after, I'd say, 7th or 8th edition. So I'm gonna give this series a 6 out of 10. Now the next manga series I would like to introduce to you is a timeless classic, Black Butler. This was the first manga I read in the traditional Japanese format. Now you see, Black Butler is very interesting, but it also has lots of murder. I love it. It's very good. Please tell your kids about this one.
Don't love it.
Highly
Don't.
recommend the anime. It sucked,
But
and I did not like it. It is nothing like the books, though. The books are very good. It is still an ongoing series, and I have every novel that has been released so far. I rate this series a 9 out of 10. The next series, D and Angel. This series has been collecting dust on my bookshelf.
I love it.
It's very nice. Tokyo Pop, definitely not one of my favorite printing companies. This series is very strange, and ridiculously hard to find. So I only have up to number 5. I recommend this series a 6 out of 10. Now, on to the next one of my personal favorites. Assassination Classroom. I know that Lola, who is currently filming this, loves Assassination Classroom.
Don't you?
She agrees.
Best character's Karma. JK, it's Koro Sensei. Duh. He's right there.
What a nice thing. Now you see, I didn't watch most of the anime because I felt like it was really weird. The hair color was weird in the anime. I can't recommend the anime because I haven't seen it all. And it's all Hulu now, so I can't see it. Assassination Classroom, I rate this series a 10 out of 10.
I cried at the end.
Now, another one of my not personal favorites. Just kidding. I love One Punch Man. One of my favorites, definitely. But it feels more like it wasn't what the artist truly inspired to write. After the first 10, it felt very more focusing on other characters more than Saitama, the main character. But other than that, it's a very good manga, 8 out of 10. Kakegurui. I have a lot to say about this one, so buckle up. Are you zooming in on my Kakegurui blanket? And my Kakegurui Midari thing up there. Yes, I really do like this series. This is number 14, the latest one. It is a continuing series, as One Punch Man is also. Forgot to mention that. Kakegurui, I have dedicated my life to this manga. I really like it. It's very interesting. It is a gambling manga following the main character Yumiko. I feel like it has a great balance of gambling and interest because one person is always cheating. And it's really interesting to see how someone would cheat in a certain gamble. Very, very interesting. Highly recommend. I do a lot of editing for their fandom. I am currently working on doing all the individual chapters for the main series. I recommend this one, 11 out of 10. The spin-off I was talking about? Ah, you remembered. Welcome to Kakegurui Twin. I felt like it was almost as good as the original series because it follows the side character, Mary. I love Mary. Definitely such a good character. And it keeps up with the original morals. There's no morals in these stories. It keeps up with the original purpose of the main series to introduce gambles and introduce the cheating of the gambles. I love this one too. 10 out of 10. The one
you've all been waiting for.
This is no laughing matter. Attack on Titan. It is
Such a funny series.
I know, I laughed so much when Aaron's mom got eaten.
Yeah.
Other than that, it is very interesting. A classic anime. Have to recommend the anime. The anime is still continuing, but the manga has been completed. I love it. 10 out of 10. Another completed manga. Another one of my personal favorites, Death Note. Another classic. Both the manga and anime are complete. It's very interesting. The main story of the book. As you probably know, the Death Note, you write someone's name in it and they die in the next 40 seconds. Highly recommend both the anime and the manga. They're both completed. The anime is on Netflix, all of it. So, get a Netflix subscription if you don't already have one. Oh, this is a thick one. High Rise Invasion. The anime is not completed, but the manga isn't. I don't think the anime has been renewed for a second season either.
But
I enjoyed the anime. It's what got me into the manga, as most of these have. As you can tell, this is the last novel. It is quite thick. Very thick! You see, each of these involve two full books. So the $20 is basically $10 because you're paying for 2 books. But this one contains 3 books. It is the final novel. I really enjoyed the series. It was quite an interesting concept to be thrown into an alternate dimension and competing to see who would become the god of that dimension. I really enjoyed it. 9 out of 10. Now, on to the next one. IQ. I have yet to complete the manga, but I will. The manga is indeed completed. I do not have all the volumes of it. The last one I have is 18. But Haikyuu is a really good series from what I've read of it. I've only seen seasons 1 and 2, and 17 is the last of season 2. 18 was my first glimpse into the 3rd season. From what I've seen, it is a very promising series. I enjoy reading it. 10 out of 10. Now, my last one. I know, so sad. Bakuman. This was also one of the original mangas that got me into anime and stuff. I remember I would get it from the library at my school, and I would always go back to get the next one, and then I ended up having to stop one day. I stopped around 7 or 6. But Bakuman, it's by the creator of Death Note, too. They're completely different, but you can tell, like, the art style is the same. very wordy Death Note and Bakuman, but it's really interesting because we get a peek into what a manga novelist's life is like and how their job is basically one big gamble. I recommend this one 9 out of 10 purely because it's hard to read sometimes with all the words. And that completes my official manga review. I hope you enjoyed this time with me. I'd love to see you come back when I have completed more manga. Bye-bye. Okay, now.
Hi.
Oh, we're doing a book review?
Yeah.
I'll just do lots of book reviews. I thought you said you'd stomp.
I did.
Oh, okay. Well, cut. Okay. Now we begin. Oh, sweet.
Okay.